The story begins with a man named Red, who was a very calm and highly skilled thief. He could open any safe with ease. Within a short time, he carried out a major robbery, but the police eventually caught him. Red was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Day by day, he served his time behind bars, but after just 2 years, he was released because of his good behavior. After getting out of prison, Red was very happy. His wife came to pick him up, and her name was Chloe. Chloe was overjoyed to see him, and the two of them returned home together. There, we meet Red's daughter, whose name is Beatrice. When Red went to prison, she was just a little child and couldn't even speak. But now she had grown up and was able to talk. However, Beatrice spoke French, a language that Red couldn't understand, so he began teaching her his own language. Meanwhile, at the airport, we see a contract killer named Luke arriving in America. While the airport officer was verifying Luke's documents, he became slightly suspicious of him. He started asking him many questions, and during the conversation, he realized that Luke was a psychopath. However, since all of Luke's documents were perfectly valid, there was no reason to keep him under suspicion. After leaving the airport, Luke headed straight to the parking lot where the cars were parked. There, he started stealing a car. Just then, the owner of the car arrived and asked, "Why are you stealing my car?" "Wait, I'm calling the police right now." Hearing this made Luke furious. He slit the man's throat and killed him. After that, he opened the car door because there was no one left to stop him. He stole the car and drove straight to a bar. Here, we meet the owner of the bar, whose name is Tom. The moment Tom saw Luke, he became terrified because he knew how dangerous a killer Luke really was. Luke calmed him down and said, "I'm not here to kill you. I just need some weapons." Here, we learn that Tom dealt in illegal weapons, and he kept the bar open only as a front for his weapons business. Tom then took Luke up to the rooftop and showed him many modern weapons, but Luke wasn't impressed with any of them. Finally, he picked up a gun, aimed it at a man walking on the street below, and shot him dead within seconds. He didn't feel the slightest bit of regret for killing an innocent man. Witnessing this made Tom even more frightened. Luke then said, "This is the gun I want." Later, when Luke returned downstairs, he saw that some of Tom's friends were sitting there. They started making fun of Luke because they had no idea how terrifying he actually was. Their mocking only made Luke angrier. He pulled out his gun and killed all of Tom's friends. Seeing this, Tom realized that Luke was going to kill him too, so he quickly grabbed his shotgun. But Luke noticed it immediately and killed Tom as well. After that, Luke collected all the weapons there and left because he still had one special enemy he needed to kill. The story then shifts back to Red, who was at home looking at his wife's paintings. Those paintings were going to be displayed in an exhibition that day. Looking at them reminded Red of the prison walls because they looked exactly like them. At that moment, Chloe came in and told him that her paintings were being exhibited that day and that she wanted him to be there. Red replied that he knew nothing about paintings and would probably get bored. But Chloe refused to listen and insisted that he had to come because it was a very special day for her. After saying that, she left and went straight to her art gallery. Chloe began arranging all of her paintings. Just then, the owner of the gallery arrived. His name was Derek. Derek took Chloe into his office and confessed that he liked her and wanted to marry her. As he said this, he tried to touch her. Chloe immediately stopped him and said, "Don't you know who my husband is? If my husband finds out that you're harassing me, he'll kill you." Hearing Chloe's words made Derek furious. He said, "Don't mess with me, or you'll regret it. I've invested a lot of money in your paintings. If all of your paintings aren't sold by this evening, you'll have to repay every penny I've spent on them. Otherwise, I'll file a lawsuit against you." Hearing this left Chloe extremely worried, and she wondered where she would ever find that much money. After that, we see Red meeting his friend Lee. Lee owned a shop. Before Red went to prison, he and Lee used to steal together. The two of them had stolen a total of $500,000, and the entire amount had been converted into bonds. Because of that, no one could easily trace the money. Red had come there because of the money. While the two friends were talking, a man named Ernesto arrived. Ernesto was a police officer. It was because of Ernesto that Red had been released from prison. Ernesto had been keeping an eye on Red for a long time because he suspected him. He warned Red and said, "You were released because of special consideration, so don't forget that you can be sent back to prison at any time." After saying that, Ernesto searched Red's clothes because he suspected Red might be carrying drugs or a gun. But after thoroughly searching him, Ernesto found nothing. So, he let Red go and left the place. After Ernesto left, Lee opened a hidden door. He then took Red downstairs and showed him a safe. He said, "The money we stole is still inside this safe. I want you to open it because it's exactly the same type of safe that you opened during the bank robbery. I want to see if you've still got the skills you once had." Hearing this, Red began trying to open the safe. But even after making several attempts, he couldn't open it. Lee then said to him, "Don't worry. You've just lost your practice, but I know that in a few days you'll be able to open safes again just like before." Saying this, Lee unlocked the safe with a key and showed Red all the bonds inside. After that, we returned to the art gallery, where Red and Lee had arrived together. Chloe was very happy to see Red there. We also see Ernesto, who had come to the art gallery as well. However, the visitors didn't like Chloe's paintings. They said there was nothing in those paintings and that they couldn't feel or understand anything by looking at them. Hearing people speak like that left Red deeply worried. Meanwhile, we see Red's daughter, Beatrice, at home with her teacher, Lolita. It was bedtime for both of them. Just then, someone rang the doorbell. When Lolita opened the door, she found Luke standing outside. As Luke tried to enter the house, Lolita attempted to stop him, but Luke didn't listen to a single word she said. Lolita became suspicious of the stranger. She grabbed a knife and tried to stop him, but Luke easily killed her. Seeing all this, Beatrice became terrified and ran away. Luke spotted Beatrice and fired several shots at her, but by then she had already gotten far enough away, which saved her life. Here, we learn that Luke had come to America specifically to kill Red. Luke became furious because, until that day, no one had ever escaped from him. The fact that he couldn't kill a little girl made him even angrier. He began searching the entire house and eventually found an invitation card for the art gallery exhibition. As soon as he saw it, he realized exactly where he could find Red. Luke immediately set off for the art gallery. Meanwhile, we see Beatrice arriving at the art gallery. Luke also reaches the gallery. The moment he enters, he starts firing wildly in every direction like a madman. Whoever came in front of him was instantly killed. Blood splattered all over the paintings. Seeing such a horrifying scene, people started screaming everywhere, but Luke showed no intention of stopping. He kept killing everyone in sight. Ernesto was also there. He fired back with his gun, but nothing could stop Luke. Luke wasn't afraid of anyone. Red's friend Lee was also shot. Red said, "I'm taking you to the hospital." But Lee had already realized that he wasn't going to survive. Before dying, he handed the vault key to Red, and then he died instantly. Red grabbed the key, took his wife and daughter with him, and started escaping from the gallery. Luke noticed them running away and opened fire on them. Red survived only because he was inside the car. Terrified, Chloe asked Red, "Who was that man? Why is he trying to kill us?" Red finally told Chloe the truth. "During my last robbery, that man's brother was with me. But everything went wrong during the robbery. The police arrived and his brother was killed. He believes his brother died because of me, or that I killed him myself. That's why he wants revenge." Red continued, "Luke is an extremely dangerous killer. We have to leave this city as quickly as possible." Red also told Chloe about the bonds that he and Lee had stolen. He explained that the bonds were still hidden in a safe place. They had only spread a false rumor that all the bonds had been destroyed. After hearing this, Chloe said, "We have to retrieve those bonds and convert them into cash. If I don't, my boss will send me to prison." Today's art gallery exhibition ended in disaster, and all of my paintings have been ruined. Those bonds are the only thing that can save us now. After hearing everything, Red drove to Lee's shop. He asked Chloe and Beatrice to wait in the car while he went inside. Red told Chloe, "I'll bring back all the bonds." He then went downstairs beneath the shop. Beatrice and Chloe waited for Red in the car. Just then, Luke arrived. He pointed his gun directly at Beatrice. Luke forced both Chloe and Beatrice downstairs into the shop. At the same time, Red had already taken out all the bonds. But when he saw Luke standing there, he realized that Luke wasn't going to spare any of them. Red said, "Take all these bonds. If you want, you can kill me too. But please let my wife and daughter go." Luke replied, "Don't worry about the bonds. After I kill you, I'll take them anyway." Hearing those words, Red understood exactly what was about to happen. He immediately tried to save himself, but at that very moment, Luke shot him with his gun. Beatrice was standing close to Red. To save her, Red quickly pushed her inside the safe. Luke then shut the safe door, locking Beatrice inside so that she would suffocate to death. He knew that the little girl wouldn't be able to breathe inside for very long and would die soon. Meanwhile, Chloe tried to escape from Luke, but Luke spotted her and chased after her. After a short distance, he caught up with her. He struck Chloe on the head, knocking her unconscious. On the other hand, we see that Red was still alive. The bullet Luke had fired at him had struck the safe key that Lee had given him, saving his life. Red slowly got back to his feet and began trying to unlock the safe. However, because the bullet had hit the key, it had become badly bent. As a result, Red inserted the key. Couldn't use the key to open the safe. He tried to reassure Beatrice and said, "Don't be scared. I'll get you out of there very soon." While the two of them were talking, Luke arrived and started fighting with Red. A fierce fight broke out between them. During the fight, Luke pulled out his gun and was about to kill Red. Just then, Ernesto arrived and pointed his gun at Luke. But Luke wasn't afraid of anyone, so he started walking toward Ernesto. Seeing this, Ernesto opened fire on him. As a result, Luke fell to the ground. Luke realized that he wasn't going to survive this time, so he pulled out 2 bombs. He wanted to kill everyone there along with himself. He pulled the triggers on the bombs, causing an explosion. However, the blast wasn't very large. As a result, only Luke was killed, while everyone else survived. But all of the bonds stored there were burned to ashes. Red then noticed that his daughter was still trapped inside the safe. He immediately began trying to open it. He knew he no longer had a usable key, so he tried to force the safe open using his own strength. After struggling for some time, he finally managed to open the safe and pulled his daughter out. Red knew that Ernesto would probably arrest him now, so he willingly surrendered himself. But Ernesto said, "You haven't done anything wrong. I know exactly what happened here, and I'm not going to tell the police anything. None of this was your fault. So just leave this place. Don't worry about me. I killed a dangerous killer like Luke, so I'll probably get promoted." After that, Red left with his family and returned home. But once they got there, they became sad again because all of the bonds had been destroyed in the fire. They didn't have a single penny left. All of Chloe's paintings had also been ruined, so they sat there feeling hopeless. Just then, the owner of the art gallery arrived and told Chloe that every single one of her paintings had been sold during the exhibition. At first, people hadn't liked the paintings at all. But later, they started loving them because blood had splattered across the artwork during the shooting, making the paintings appear more alive and realistic. As a result, every painting was sold within a single day, earning a total of $300,000, and the entire amount belonged to Chloe. Receiving such a large amount of money made them incredibly happy because they could now start a new life with it, and Red would never have to commit another crime. Derek had also learned an important lesson. He realized that love should never be forced because Chloe truly loved her husband. And with that, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.